What's up guys, Maniacs here, and welcome to The Journey Home. Now this game popped up today on GameJolt, and this game looks really nice. Now this is the same developer that did the game called Home, which is a game I did a little while back. It's a point-and-click style game. When it came to that game, it was more or less built mainly for the dialogue, mainly for the story and the music and everything like that. And the developer for this game actually sent me a friend request on GameJolt today, and I accepted it, obviously, because I really like the game Home. But then when I got home from work, I noticed that he actually released a new game today. I was like, oh my god, cool, awesome. Now this game, again, is very story-driven, so it's more or less just me reading the story as it goes through. But one thing I love about this developer is that everything that he does for his games, he does himself. Obviously, he used the Unity engine, but when it comes to music that you guys can hear, writing, pretty much everything the developer builds and makes himself. And I like a developer that can do that. I mean, that just, it makes you kind of, I don't know, I guess to me, I guess you could say it makes me smile a little bit, because there's quite a few games out there that a lot of developers use stuff pulled from game engines, which is stuff that comes with them, which is fine, it's perfectly fine. But when a developer has worked their butt off to the point where they can do basically everything for their game, music, all of that stuff, that it's really nice. So anyway, this is how the game literally starts. So I haven't gone past it. There's no main menu for the game itself, so I want to see what this one has to offer. Now, if you guys remember, in Home, you basically were like a mercenary for hire, kind of like a monster slayer, and you basically started out coming home alone, and then as time went on, things happened, and you actually started to kind of become happier, I guess you could say, which I could kind of say about my real life right now, which is kind of funny. Actually, now that I think about it. Alright, anyway, if you guys want to check that one out, the developer does recommend that you see, or that you play Home before you actually watch or play this one. So if you guys have not seen that one, I recommend going and watching my video for it, or playing the game for yourself. They're free to download. I'll put them both in the description below, as always. So, after rambling, let's go ahead and start. You are an adventurer for hire. You take various jobs and quests in order to make a decent living. You left your home and your family in order to travel and gain more experience in your line of work. Now, for the first time in years, you're returning home. You've traveled far on your adventures, and you're a long way from home. So one thing I do want to point out is it does say that you should play at home, but it doesn't mean you have to, because I don't even believe that you play as the same person in this one. In the first one, you played a guy. Pretty sure in this one you play as a girl who meets another girl on her way home, is how the developer wrote it up. I don't know anything more about it than that, so I don't know if it's the same character. I don't think it is, because I'm pretty sure that the one from the first one was a guy. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a guy. Yeah, it was a guy. Yeah, okay. The road is arduous. I guess that means, like, okay, long, I'm guessing. It must be a fancy word for it. I've never heard that word. The road is arduous and full of danger. Various creatures and demons prey on travelers. Only the most wealthy people would be able to afford safe transport. Everyone else undertaking the journey must do so on foot. You know all of this, but all that matters to you is getting home. The long journey and the danger are worth it. Early one morning, you pack what few belongings you have and head for the town market to pick up supplies for the journey. After stocking up on rations and other necessities, you begin your journey home. The first day passes without much happening. There are no other travelers on the road, and you are too close to I'm pretty sure civilization is spelled wrong. You are too close to civilization for there to be any stray demons or monsters roaming around. That night, you happen across a campfire and a lone traveler sitting next to it, seemingly lost in thought. Cool, so here we are. Yes, you're not playing as the first person. Oh, you can actually attack in this one, and the other one you really couldn't. The other one you all you could do is walk, and it is kind of the same manner, but you can jump and everything now? Wow, okay, cool. Developer, I like the fact that you added that stuff, but I'm curious if I'm going to have to fight anything now, because before you couldn't use a sword. Hello.
Oh, greetings. I didn't expect anyone to be traveling through here. What's your name, friend?
Oh, I guess I can put any name in. I guess it doesn't matter, so I'll just type in my regular name.
Nice to meet you. You can call me Meredith. I assume you're traveling north? Then we're both going the same direction. I'm on my way to the city. I imagine we'll bump into each other a few times on our travels. If you're tired, you're more than welcome to relax here for as long as you need. Our journeys are long and dangerous. Any rest we can get is a small blessing.
Relax for a while. Why not?
It's always nice to have some company. Please sit down and make yourself comfortable.
You sit by the fire with Meredith, happy to rest your legs. You end up talking about your most recent jobs as well as where you're going. Meredith says she's a huntress who specializes in magic. She's on her way to the city where the work pays better, although she takes any job she finds along the way. The two of you talk for a few hours before you decide it's time to be on your way. Before you go, Meredith reaches into her bag and pulls out 2 jars of preserved meat, handing them to you.
It's not fancy, but from the sounds of things, you could do with either more money or more food. This should keep you going for another 2 days if you pace yourself.
You thank her for the food and continue down the road. You continue traveling, leaving the warm glow of Meredith's camp behind you. A day passes without much happening. That night, you see what looks like a child collapse on the road in the distance. You hurry to investigate. Oh, please don't let that be Meredith. The girl is alive, but is unconscious. On closer inspection, you see claw marks along her right arm. You recognize the claw patterns as that of a demon's. The wounds seem to be inflicted a few days ago, although it seems she's passed out from exhaustion as opposed to her injuries. I apologize, I can't talk. Given enough time, the girl will turn into a demon herself. However, she should have a few days left based on your knowledge of the infection. You don't have the skill or knowledge needed to make a cure for it, but you can at least make a basic potion to give her back her strength. You set off towards the nearby forest to find the herbs you need to prepare the potion. Press E to look for the herbs. Oh! Okay, this is different. Alright, this is pretty cool. Wow, fuck you, demon. Yeah, get out of here. This is awesome. Like, again, if anybody's ever watched my video for Home, or if anybody ever played that for themselves, you actually couldn't do any combat or anything like that in that game. It was all just like, it was all about the story and whatnot, which I like, but this is really cool. Seriously, my hat is off to you, Raze. Hopefully I said your name right. Oh, okay, I messed up there. Suck it, demon. I'm kicking the shit out of these guys. Okay, I was gonna say, please don't let there be a pit. Get out of here. There we go. Alright. Kind of messed up there. I can't sprint, which is okay. Not a big deal. Jump. And then, there we go. This is really cool. This is not what I was expecting from this. Nope, I'm gonna miss that. I can't get back up there. Alright, well, let's see how many times I can fail at this jump before I make it. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Alright, I got this. There we go. So I didn't know this, but there's actually a dash button. You have all the herbs you need. You decide to return to the girl and prepare the potion. So if you right-click, she does a dash. I didn't know that. I should have paid attention to the controls. That was my fault. I kept sitting there trying to jump. But if you jump and you dash, or if you literally just run and dash, you can go a farther distance. Alright, I apologize for that, guys. You return to the girl and hurriedly prepare the potion. You give it to her and lay her down on your bedroll. You make a fire while waiting for the potion to work. After a few minutes, she begins to wake up. That's good. But yeah, there we go. There's the dash I was talking about.
Ugh. Huh? Who are you? Where am I?
She tries to scramble to her feet in a panic daze, but can't manage to let her lift herself off the ground. You assure her I can't talk. You assure her she's safe, and you start to explain how you found her.
You mean you're not going to try and drag me back to the village? Or you're not just going to kill me right here? How do I know I can trust you? And why did you even help me in the first place? I have nothing to give you, and you've probably noticed, but I've gone and gotten myself infected. I'm a big scary demon now, apparently. Maybe they were right. Maybe I should just be put down before I get any worse.
There's a way to cure it, you know? Who's they?
I guess there would be. I went to the village alchemist to ask for help as soon as I could. As soon as he saw what the problem was, he called the guards. He didn't even give me a chance to explain. He just assumed I was some kind of monster. That's when I ran, and that's how I ended up here, where you found me. Nobody's going to try to cure me while they think I'm some demon. I need to help someone. I need to help somehow. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do if I can't get help.
I know someone who can cure you.
You do? Who? Where?
You tell her about your home and the alchemist who lives there.
I'm sure she's great, but so is the alchemist in my village. How do you know she won't try to have me killed as well?
Because she once saved me from the exact same infection.
What?
Oh! You're playing as the girl! Oh! I did not even make that connection! Okay, so okay. I'm trying not to spoil Home for anybody who hasn't played it, but in Home, there is a blacksmith that ends up, you come across in your journey, and he has a daughter, and his daughter becomes infected by a demon, and there's an alchemist in the story that saves the guy's daughter, And oh, this is awesome because she wanted to grow up to be an adventurer, and she was like constantly talking to the main character you played as in Home. She was constantly talking to him about like, I want to grow up and be an adventurer someday too. Like, can you teach me? That's awesome. Seriously, as soon as she said there's an alchemist back at my house who saved me from the same thing, I'm like, boom, it has to be her. Okay, seriously guys, go watch Home if you haven't watched that yet. I really recommend it. Hopefully you haven't started this already. You've been infected before?
Oh, you've been infected before? You mean you've been through all of this?
You tell her how your father tried to keep your sickness hidden to protect you, and about the adventurer who saved you both from a mob of villagers. Finally, you tell her about how the alchemist helped you without any fear of the infection.
There really could be a chance to cure me, then? Take me there, please. I don't care what I have to do. I'm just sick of running.
You tell her to get some rest and that tomorrow you'll start traveling again.
Thank you, really. Oh, my name's Genora, by the way. I guess I never thought of telling you that earlier. What's yours? Thank you again, maniacs. I don't know what to say, really. I don't have any way to repay you, and I don't...
Don't start crying. Don't start crying. She seems to have fallen asleep mid-sentence. It looks like the last few days have been more draining for her than it seemed. You decide to get some help. Sleep as well. At the break of dawn, you begin traveling with Genora towards home. Sleeping seems to have given her back her strength. She's taken a shine to you, and now that she knows you were once in her shoes. While walking, she spends most of the time asking you about the home and your family. Nothing of any particular interest happens over the course of the next few days. You don't pass by any towns, and any other travelers you pass by only seem interested in their own affairs. One night, you notice you're running low on firewood. You set up camp on the outskirts of a forest. After making sure the area is safe, you show Genora how to get the fire started. You then go deeper into the forest to find more firewood. God, this is awesome. Seriously, developer. I am so impressed by this. Like, I love the simplicity of Home before, and the fact that the developer took that and took all of that great stuff that he did in the first one and like added stuff to it, like doing this, like having combat and stuff. You have enough firewood, you decide to head back to camp. That's awesome. Like, he took what people liked about Home, the story, all of that stuff, and added a little bit to it. And it's not too much to the point where it distracts the game. This is awesome.
How far away is your home exactly?
You tell her that there's about 10 days of walking between here and home.
10 days? Do you think I'll be able to last that long?
We can try visiting another alchemist along the way. Just about. Besides, it's the best chance we have of getting you cured.
You've been through this before. I guess you know how long it takes. I know you're confident in how long I have left, but still, I'd rather not waste any time on the way there.
You chat for a little while longer and eventually go to sleep, eager to start traveling again as soon as possible. The next day, you and Genora end up passing through a small town. You pass by a tavern and the smell of food wafting out through the open doors makes your stomachs growl furiously. You've been running low on rations and you only now notice that your coin pouch is uncomfortably light as well. You check the notice board to see if there are any jobs you could do on the way home for extra gold. It looks like the mines nearby have been overrun by lesser demons and the client is in the next town you'll pass through. You decide to take it. You continue walking and find the mines. You tell Genora to wait inside the entrance once you're sure it's safe, and then proceed deeper into the mines. Ooh, the demons are coming for me. Come at me, bro. Yeah, get wrecked. Oh, I can swing my sword way faster than you can come at me. Let's do this. God, this is so cool. Yeah, suck it, demon. I'm gonna see if I can not get hit this time, like an idiot, because I've gotten hit in every other goddamn... shit, never mind. Totally threw that out the window as soon as I got hit. And I like the fact that it's not difficult. I don't have to hit them more than once. It's like simple, hit them once, boom, you got it. That seems to be the last of the demons. You head back to the entrance where Genora is waiting. Oh, it's just little things like that. You find Genora sitting against a wall at the entrance, right where you left her. She jumps to her feet and dusts herself off as you approach.
That didn't take long at all. You weren't joking when you said it was a simple job.
You make sure you have proof that you completed the job, and then you both continue down the road. The next village should be about another day away, and the sun is beginning to go down. You decide to set up camp for the night. The two of you spend the night talking about your work and the types of jobs you normally take.
So you spend almost every day hunting down monsters and protecting people from assassins and bandits? That sounds amazing. Can anyone become an adventurer?
She seems to have taken a shine to the idea of adventuring for a living. You tell her about how you got started in some of your first jobs. A few hours pass before you realize how late it is. You mention to Jinora that she should probably get some rest.
What? But I still don't know what happened to the merchant. You can't just stop a story there.
Okay, you win. See, we all thought we had escaped, but it's a cliffhanger. We'll start Okay, that's better. She pouts at you like a spoiled child.
Fine, but you better tell me what happens next as soon as we wake up.
She giggles as she talks. It seems that she's genuinely enjoying herself, even considering her condition. She cocoons herself in a blanket and rolls over to what she previously designated as the comfiest patch of grass, a smile still on her face.
Good night.
The next morning, Jinora looks pale and wakes up coughing. It looks like the infection is starting to take hold quickly, or maybe it always has been, and she was just keeping it hidden. Her smile from the night before is replaced with a concerned grimace as she clutches her chest. You keep traveling. Her coughing fits only happen occasionally, but her walking slows down and her breathing is becoming heavier. Later on, you pass through the town that issued the last job. You get your payment and buy some food rations and among other necessities. On the way out, you glance at the notice board. There don't seem to be any jobs available that won't take a number of days to complete. One job, however, catches your eye. Demon Hunter. Huntress wanted. Young girl, recently infected, short brown hair, gray shirt with red vest, will turn at any moment. Large sum of gold awarded to any huntress who dispatches the girl before she endangers anyone.
What? I didn't think the village would send job notices out this far.
You continue staring at the notice board. They didn't just post one sheet, they nailed a whole stack of the pages to the board. You notice that there's a torn scrap of paper hanging off the nail that used to crudely pin the sheets onto the board. Someone has taken the job. You rip the rest of the sheets off the board and quickly leave the town. Oh, I want to do a boss battle. Let's do this. A few days pass and Jinora quickly gets worse. She becomes more and more pale by the hour. She coughs constantly and often breaks into cold sweats. Nevertheless, you keep traveling home. Home is only 3 more days away. She'll be okay. She's not dying.
I didn't think this infection would get so much worse so quickly. How far away from your home now?
You tell her there's only 3 more days left.
3 days? Yeah, okay, I can make it.
She keeps repeating it to herself until their breath, like some kind of mantra. A few minutes pass.
Maniacs, do you think you could tell me about some more of your adventures?
You spend the night telling Jinora about your most enjoyable jobs. It seems to take her mind off of things for a little while, and eventually she falls asleep while you talk. You make sure she's warm enough, and then go to sleep. You get up earlier than usual and start walking. Jinora needs to rest regularly, and her breathing is constantly heavy. You end up carrying her on your back, regardless of her protesting, and walk as fast as you can without causing her any more pain. You don't cover as much distance as you normally would. Carrying Jinora slows your pace down immensely. Eventually, night falls, and you need to set up camp. How much you want to bet the adventurer that we met at the first night is the one that took the job? Jinora barely says anything all night, and as soon as she lies down, she falls asleep, although her sleep is still a disturbed one. At this rate, you'll have to run as much as possible to get home in time. You decide to sleep earlier than usual. You'll need the extra energy for the coming days. You get up at the break of dawn and continue walking. You sling Jinora over your back and start walking as fast as possible. She looks at her surroundings through half-open eyes and seems to be unaware of what's going on around her. The days drag on, your legs are giving out under you by the time the sun sets. As you trudge along the road, you feel Jinora tap you on the shoulder. It seems she's gotten some energy back from resting all day, even if only a little. You put her down, and the two of you keep walking in silence. A few minutes later, you happen across a campfire with a familiar face resting next to it.
Ah, it's nice to see you again.
Oh, man.
How have your travels been so far? Oh, you found a friend. I see. My apologies. I'm Meredith. And you are? Jinora. It's nice to meet you, Jinora. Are you feeling okay? You look a bit pale. No, I'm fine, really.
You cut the conversation short. Jinora seems like she'll collapse any second. You tell Meredith that you need to keep traveling.
You're in quite a hurry, aren't you? Well, no worries. I'm sure we'll meet again.
You quickly continue down the road, Jinora barely staying upright.
Stay safe, friends.
You continue traveling. As soon as Meredith's camp is far behind you, Jinora clutches her chest and coughs violently. You continue walking as far as you can, but eventually you have to stop for the night. Even though Jinora is wrapped in her blanket and next to the fire, she still shivers with the cold. You throw your blankets over her and sit against a tree, watching the road. You're almost positive that sleeping tonight would be dangerous. A few hours pass before you notice a silhouette moving down the road. They seem to be glancing around, looking for something or someone, and you think you can guess who it is. You extinguish the fire as quickly as you can to avoid being seen, but you're too late. The figure comes to a halt. They're looking directly at you. You see a slight glow appear in their hand, and then a cascade of fireballs launch from them, flying towards you. You jump to your feet and get ready to defend yourself. Oh, crap. There she is. I don't want to attack her. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, so I can attack them. I didn't know I could do that. Wow, she's just... Ow, ow, ow. I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, I keep forgetting about the dash. Oh, crap. I'm going to go down. That's the end of the barrage. You quickly try to find where the attacker has gone. Wow, that was really close. You sprint out into the road and catching a glimpse of the assailant running over a hill. Although your legs were weak from earlier, the adrenaline pumping through you makes you feel like you can run for days. You catch up to the mage. As you suspected, it's Meredith. She tries to run as you approach. It seems she's only suited to fighting from a distance. You catch up quickly and tackle her to the ground.
Ah! We meet again, it seems.
You tell her to explain herself, placing your sword to her throat.
It's simple. She'll turn into a monster any day now, or any second by the looks of things. Killing her while she's weak is for the greater good, and if I can pocket some extra gold while doing so, then all the better. You become too attached to her, see? You've become too attached to her to see she's a threat.
You explain to her that it can be cured.
Ah, yes, you've done an excellent job of that so far, it seems. What if you can't get this cure in time? What if she turns? Would you be willing to put her down if it came to that?
It won't come to that.
Ha! The blind optimism of youth. Only time will tell if you're correct, and from what I can guess, you don't have much of that left. Now then, what will you do with me? I've lost this little confrontation, it seems. I'm curious to see how you handle the situation.
Spare her. You lift your sword from her throat and slide it back into its sheath.
Predictable. Adventurers rarely seem to have any capacity for rage, and you're no exception. Now, what do you say you let me up, and I'll just...
You punch Meredith so hard that her head rebounds off the dirt and she falls unconscious. You don't know if she'll keep pursuing you, but you're not willing to take that risk. Wow! You rush back to the camp. You're surprised to see that it's almost dawn. Janora seems to have fallen unconscious and her heart is barely beating. You don't have much time left. The adrenaline from earlier is still flowing through you. You haul Janora onto your back and break into a sprint. The adrenaline only lasts so long. Eventually you feel your legs threatening to give out from beneath you. Still, you keep on running. You wade through rivers and sprint over hills, all while your body screams at you to stop. You keep on running. After what feels like an eternity, you approach a familiar town. On the opposite side of this town, just on the outskirts, is your home. You dash through the gates and into the market streets. It's full of people, and if you didn't know this town so well already, you would get lost in the crowd. You barge straight through the crowd, not caring who or what you hit along the way. You break out of the swarm of people and keep running, going towards the north exit. You reach the gates and sprint into the forest on the outskirts. Finally, in the sun-soaked forest clearing, you see it. You see your home. You slam into the front door, shouting for the alchemist. The door opens and you're greeted by 3 familiar faces. You barge through them, taking no time for greetings, and put Janora on the table, all while explaining the situation to everyone between each breath. You collapse to your knees next to the table, your legs finally giving way. The alchemist gestures to the others to get things set up, and proceeds to make the same potion she made for you all those years ago. You try standing up to help, but you find your vision going blurry. Soon after, you pass out. Eventually, you regain consciousness. The first thing you notice is how much pain your legs are in, and countless stinging sensations from burns you suffered during Meredith's attack. Those thoughts don't stay with you long, however. The next thing you notice is the soothing warmth of a nearby fireplace and the chatter of voices.
But she'll definitely be okay, right?
Absolutely! My daughter is tougher than you know! He's right. She's too modest to say to herself, but I've seen her pull through some of the worst injuries I've ever seen. A few burns and sore legs are nothing.
I really do need to teach her how to make the cure for the infection, though. I swear, if she knew that when she found you, Janora, there wouldn't have been any problems whatsoever. That girl needs to catch up on her alchemy. I blame you for her...
I can't talk, I'm sorry.
I blame you for her being distracted with all this adventuring.
Hey, it's not my fault. She prefers actual excitement and adventure over staying in all day brewing potions. You do realize you're arguing over my daughter's career choice? My daughter who seems to have no interest in smithing at all, I might add. A smile spreads across your face as you hear everyone laughing. You sit up slowly and open your eyes. Hey, it's the whole gang from the first game! Oh, this is so cool! Hey!
Hey, she's awake!
Welcome home. The end. Ah! Wow, that was much longer than I thought it was. Holy crap. Okay, so... Wow, alright, that was a really good game, seriously. I really love this developer's game. When I played Home, I really liked it. Home did not take this long. I didn't even know that I've been recording for almost half an hour now. I didn't even realize that at this point, but seriously, developer, you are a great storyteller. You have great writing. I love your graphic style. I absolutely love the music and everything put into it. I love how much work and effort you put into your games. You're seriously a very, very, very good storyteller. And granted, there's not too much. I mean, this one had a lot more gameplay than the first one. The first one technically only had you walking and stuff like that. This one had combat and everything like that. Seriously, developer, I hope that you continue this story. I really do. I hope that you continue making more of these home-style games. But definitely, I like the add-on with the combat and everything. I thought that was really cool. But, keep the stuff that you add to it simple. This one you did a great job with because you stuck your main point of these games has always been the story. This one you added a little bit of combat to it, which was cool and everything. I actually really liked it. So I love the fact that you're still sticking with the main point of your game, which is story. So hopefully if you make your next one, when you make the next game in this series, which I hope you're making another one, definitely keep it, keep sticking with the story. I really love it. I love the fact that that's your main point of your game, and, the combat and everything is cool. Maybe you'll add something else to it. I have no idea. Just, keep the stuff simple because you do a great job. Your main point of your game is your story, and I've said this 4 times in past a minute, but seriously, I love it. So that, the music, everything like that. So if you guys want to check this game out for yourself, there'll be a link to it in the description below. I recommend it, and again, if you have not played Home, or if you have not seen my video on it, at the very least, I highly recommend it, and I hope that you guys watch it before you play this because it'll give you a lot more understanding of what's going on in the story. And until next time, developer, please keep making games. And that's all the time I got for you today, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out the annotation. They're going to spawn right here for more videos that I've done. And I'll see you guys next time. Maniacs out. Cool. That's actually pretty cool. And the music's changed. The developer added the music into it. Hi.
Thanks for letting me dump my stuff in
Save
here.
me! Ah, Wolf!
What the fuck?
I'm surrounded. I can't escape.